In so many communities around the United States, it truly is easier for kids to get drugs than to get treatment. Our research shows us that kids who abuse alcohol and other drugs are much more likely to come in contact with the juvenile justice system. But ironically, once they get involved with the system, they're unlikely to get help for the very thing that brought them to the attention of the authorities. That's really why Reclaiming Futures was developed, to break this destructive cycle of alcohol, drugs, and crime. In 10 communities, we've been working hard over the last 5 years to reinvent the way that substance abuse is dealt with in the courts, in partnership with communities, treatment programs, families, kids themselves. We've been doing this in 3 specific ways: advocating for more treatment, working to build better treatment, and moving beyond treatment. So we have a wealth of services in place for Christina. The problem is that she is a chronic runner. And when she's gone, she's generally out on the street, prostituting, involved with drugs, alcohol, and a variety of people. And she's only 14? Yeah. 14 years old, so.
Good morning, Christina. Before you came into court this morning, our team, in your case, had a meeting and discussed your case, and everybody made a contribution about what's they believe is the correct approach in your case here in treatment court. And the recommendation that's been made is that as soon as we can find a bed for you, either at Visions or another program, that you go there for treatment.
At one level, you're kind of saddened to see such a young life really off track like that so seriously.
What gives you hope right now?
Treatment court.
I'm hopeful for her. I think that's the thing, just to kind of build hope in the child, to let them know that there are people out here that care about you and that really want you to succeed.
I was living on my own in a hotel, selling drugs to make a living, and just doing that, and I guess I wanted to change.
Before we went into treatment, life was pretty rough around here. We couldn't leave money, we couldn't leave valuables, anything laying around him. He was pawning some of his own stuff. He was very aggressive, very hateful, very much in denial.
I always felt like people would tell me I had a drug problem, and I'd be like, no, I don't. But, I mean, obviously I did, or I wouldn't have gotten in all the trouble I got into. Cabin Creek, it helped me out a lot, I think. You know, they would just pretty much talk about all aspects of your drug problem and your family life, and like what led to you being there and what you need to do when you get out to get your life back on track.
You'll have kids come in who have used kind of heavily, and they'll talk about feeling really bad, feeling really down, and then all of a sudden they think clear, they think they see things differently. You are coming in here for the treatment and saying, okay, I'm ready for a change, but it gets real scary when we think about doing something without that alcohol and drugs. How are you gonna cope? How are you gonna have fun? How are you gonna deal with boredom without it?
Raquel had some drug issues that he needed to work on, and he just needed not only a probation officer to help him with it, but he needed a mentor to try to help him understand what the drugs do to you and help him along this process. And he realized that I was here to help him.
You're like another brother to me, man, for real. It was like, when we first met, I was probably trying not to open up to him at the beginning, but after a while I started getting used to him, and then we just started kicking it.
Going to school, right?
Going to school every day.
Okay.
Every day.
Well, that's good, man. That's good. I'm proud of you. Proud of you, baby. I like that, man. I don't think he... Uh-oh, that looks good. Look at that.
He wanted to change, and he was on his way, just needed a little guidance and some assistance. So we were there just to try and show him some of the positive things that he was doing.
They listened, really seen that I was a good person. That's why I'm successful today. Graduate from high school, that's what I'm about to do. Go off to college, major in computer technology, keep a clear mind. and stay focused in school.
I sent some stranger into rehab, and I brought my kid home. I hadn't seen him for a long time.
I'd like to stay on track, finish out this school year, go to college, and hopefully, graduate and get a good job. But as of right now, things are going pretty good for me.
But they have always known that we are absolutely committed to their potential. For many of our kids, this will be one of the first major positive celebration they've had in their lives, where the community is standing up to compliment them on a job well done. This is very important to these kids. And it's in many ways a rite of passage that hasn't been built in anywhere else in their lives.
It's my completion of drug court. I want to be a lawyer. That's like my number one goal. I want to be a judge actually, but gotta be a lawyer first.
We had a young lady who was ready to be thrown away. What a cost it would have been to the system had we not been able to pull her back from the edge. And what a blessing it's going to be for all of us to see where she takes this gift.
Every community wants a solution, a way to reclaim lives, decrease crime, save money. Our country's at a turning point. We have an incredibly important choice to make. There's no reason every community in the country can't do this. All it takes is leadership. We shouldn't settle for less than a model that truly reclaims futures.